Once the blindfold is on, the croc will usually settle right down. This gives the keeper an opportunity to stand correctly and commit to the movement we talked about earlier. Once astride the crocodile or gator, with the hands placed around the neck, you are now ready to move your hands to ensure the mouth is kept closed. You will notice in both examples, Carlos pulls the head upwards once he has a grip of the jaw. This is to enable greater control. It does not hurt the croc but allows the keeper to feel more secure. With your hands around the neck, you are ready to begin the journey in closing the mouth. With both hands stable, your right hand should come forward over the eyes. This calms the croc and makes moving your other hand easier. This hand should also be gently pressing down on the head, making sure the mouth is shut. The left hand should come forward along the head and grasp the jaws, holding them shut. Your fingers should be underneath, grasping hold of the lower jawbone with your thumb on top, applying pressure. This gives you a firm grip. It is very important that you do not bring your hand in from the side, as the croc or gator will pick up on it and turn sideways and bite you. As we have said earlier, crocs and gators are very sensitive to movement from the sides. With this grip in place, you can now move your right hand and grasp the jaw on the opposite side, giving you a two-handed hold. You may now gently pull the head towards you to enable greater control. In this section we have given you the basics in handling, but handling crocs is not an A+B scenario, and it is incredibly important that you do this with an experienced croc handler first. Do not take this video and think you can do it. You need to be mentored by someone who can show you the ropes and has much more experience in crocodiles. In this final section, we have given you the basics of 3 specific crocodilians. However, if you are contemplating keeping these species, then it is an absolute must that further research is done. The Mississippi alligator, or Alligator mississippiensis, is certainly a crocodilian which has a better reputation than most of the others, which is one of the reasons it is kept by many Americans. However, there are a number of issues which need to be thought about before a specimen is purchased. Distribution. This gator is found mainly in the southeastern United States, which includes Alabama, North and South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and of course Mississippi. Generally, these creatures are found in freshwater swamps, as well as rivers and small bodies of water. The construction of burrows is also well known with this species, and is used when temperatures drop due to the time of year. They are also capable of travelling distances to find water during the drier seasons. Males can reach 12 to 14 feet, which is important when considering this in captivity. A 14-foot alligator would require a sizable enclosure and pool. They are very heavy-bodied crocodilian, and their snouts are particularly broad and completely different to their cousins, the crocodiles. Alligators are by far the most vocal. During the mating season, these reptiles are well known to call to each other. In doing this, large males are even capable of making the water vibrate from the low frequencies employed to do it. It is very interesting to watch, and I have even observed them calling to a tractor which they perceive to be a dominant male. The spectacled caiman, or Caiman crocodilus, is one of the most commonly kept crocodilians. Exported frequently and occasionally bred in captivity, these reptiles need the correct husbandry and care for a stress-free existence. Their distribution is based around South America and includes Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guyana, Honduras, Mexico and some of the southern states in the USA. Their habitat is quite varied due to their adaptable natures. They are found in lowland areas where floodplains exist. Interestingly, they generally prefer still water, and as with the alligator, if environmental factors have become difficult, they are known to burrow to protect themselves. Their diet starts with aquatic insects and crustaceans, and as they grow bigger this then changes to larger prey items, such as fish, amphibians and water birds. Full adults are capable of taking larger mammalian prey, which come to drink near the water. The temperament of the spectacled caiman is one for much debate. Generally they are easily stressed and can bite quickly when harassed. This is certainly not one of the calmer crocodilians, and the main reason it is kept is the small size it achieves when compared to some of the others. One of the things to watch out for in the handling of this species is the way it bends its tail and head round trying to defend itself. When this happens, it is all too easy for the caiman to bite the end of its own tail off. If this is to be avoided, then careful handling must be observed. This species is not one which we would recommend, as they have a nervous disposition and can remain highly stressed when kept. Whilst understanding you are never going to have a totally calm crocodilian, there are far better choices to keep. If you do decide to keep the spectacled caiman, then attention to its enclosure is important. Security for the caiman is very important, so make sure you place areas in the pool where they can hide. As caiman are offered frequently for sale, and fairly cheaply, it is important that potential keepers take into account all the considerations before purchasing one of these beautiful creatures. The Nile crocodile, or Crocodilus niloticus, is certainly one of the daddies when it comes to the crocodilians. Stories of these creatures taking wildebeest in the heart of the Masai Mara is well known to most people. Their range is quite large and covers numerous African countries which include Angola, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria and Mozambique. They also have habitat preferences which vary from wide rivers to freshwater lakes and swamps. This species is among the larger species of crocodilians, and males can reach between 15 and 18 feet. There is some evidence of various localities where the Nile crocodiles reach much smaller sizes. This could be due to the lack of large game crossing their path. Their diet changes due to the size variation from juvenile to adults. Juveniles would normally start on invertebrates and insects. As they get bigger, they would normally move on to fish, mammals such as rats and small rodents which reside next to the water. As adults they are capable of killing antelopes, buffalo and even young hippos. In the wild they can spend time scavenging meat and animals which have died near or in the rivers. There have even been reports of prey animals wedged under submerged rocks and crevices so that the crocs can eat later when ready. The temperament of this species of crocodile can be truly awesome in its ferocity and is certainly not for beginners. Certainly this is not a species which is going to take kindly to being handled. Keepers have even reported being stalked and chased across enclosures. Due to the size of this species, adult handling must be done with extra people so accidents do not occur. In our opinion, the Nile crocodile should not be kept unless a keeper has exceptional facilities, which normally only a professional institution would have. This is mainly due to the sheer size that one of these crocodiles can reach. Not only do they require room for the individual animal, but the keeper needs room to work around them as well. Certainly this species' reputation is probably well deserved. Crocodilians are fascinating creatures, in which we have only looked at the tip of the iceberg. They have depths in behaviour which many reptiles do not have. But it is important that any potential keeper does the research and prepares the housing prior to any purchase. A baby crocodilian in a pet shop looks cute, but it is going to grow into an adult crocodilian where its needs are somewhat more specialised. Many of the rescue crocs or caiman started life in a pet shop and bought by an owner who had not done the correct research into their requirements. We would always encourage the potential owner to think about this. You must also remember that all crocodilians come under the DWAA in the UK, and a licence must be attained before any purchase is completed. It is our hope that this video has introduced to you the world of keeping crocodilians, and what is entailed in keeping them in a correct manner. If after watching this video you have decided that maintaining them is not for you, then equally we have achieved one of our goals. Crocodilians are splendid creatures with hidden depths, and as humans we are just scratching the surface on knowledge of their natural history and what makes them tick. In the making of this video, we need to especially thank Crazy World in the Algarve in Portugal for allowing us to film their captures and housing. Also to the staff and especially Tim for their friendship and hospitality while staying over there. There are a number of other people in the making of this video we would like to thank. To Carlos and Paolo, two of the best croc keepers I have ever met. Thanks for your time, teaching and willingness to share. Damien Dodd for the help in filming some of the shots needed and acting as bait when required. Stuart Dodsworth for the tips and help in researching this video. And to the staff of Aztec Reptiles who have repeatedly been asked to watch this video and give comments.